All right, here we are. Saturday, this is the second day of May 2015. This is one of our special Saturday morning team training calls or webinars for Automatic Lead Tools. Usually one Saturday and sometimes two Saturdays a month. We come together here as a team. We gather. It's kind of like a little members-only little round table. If you have a microphone on your computer and you have questions, if we have time today, I'll go ahead and take your questions, but you can also type in any questions that might come up as we run through this training today for Automatic Lead Tools. I know our team is really growing. I think we're up to over 50 people now. 55 or 60, and that's not knowing others that may be invited here. Remember that when you have people that you're enrolling, it's your responsibility to get this information that I send out to you, and you can give the links to our Monday night calls out to your guests and make sure you get all of this communication out to your members. Okay, it's your responsibility to get these training links to get your people on here. This is how they learn. Okay, I can't keep adding a lot of people that are in your first line or your second line just because it takes so much effort for me to email out stuff to your people that's your responsibility. That's being a good leader for your team. So please make sure that you get the link to our Monday night weekly business presentation webinars. That link usually goes out Sunday night. I usually set the webinar up, and that gives you Sunday night to get out the registration for the Monday call, which is an opportunity webinar where we go through the entire software. We demonstrate it for people so they can see it work. And so that's the link that you want to get out on Sunday night and Monday morning. I would get it out a couple of times, once on Sunday and once on Monday morning to remind people, or Monday afternoon, maybe an hour or two before, and get it out to all of your opt-ins. That's how you're going to convert that list to become software purchases for you, and that's going to put money into your pocket. That's so important. That's why we're building the list. We're building the list because we are wanting to get those people to come to the presentation on Monday. Also, remember that on Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, Stefan and or Scott do a webinar for ALT also, and it's different than mine. It's quite a bit different. They do have some Q&A, and so that's a second webinar that you can go to. Also, when I send you a webinar each week, use your favorite webinar, and if you're talking to somebody, let's say on Wednesday, and they are a new prospect and they're really interested and they would like more information than just a short little video I send out, then you'll have a full webinar from Monday night that you can actually use to really be able to send that out. Because remember, you always want to strike when the iron is the hottest, right? And that's really, really important. All right, so here we are at the site. This is what everybody has. You have a link to your website. It's automaticleadtools.com / whatever your username is, and that will take them to this main site. And you can send people here. It's not really set up to be a huge marketing site, but they do have a lot of stuff here. You can see there's a big screen, and this is where you want them to come and watch this video presentation here. They did a really good job. And then you can have them come down here, and it tells them about the system. You see about the tools, the broadcaster, the lead extractor, the on-demand webinars, and the custom sales funnels. And they can get a more specific view up here if they click on software. It just will break down a little bit more some of the bullet points of this software. It gives them the opportunity to come down and click right here on Buy Now. And it tells them the system costs $497 and then $97 a month thereafter. So let them know that how that's broken down is the 400 is for the lifetime ownership of the software. That gives them ownership and you can use it for the rest of your life. And then the $97 is the first month of the what they call resale license. It's not just that you can own the software, but you have to be licensed and actively licensed. So if a person cancels their $97 a month, they aren't going to have access to getting paid when they refer somebody. And that's a heartbreak, because if you refer just one person, you're going to recoup your $400 that you paid for your software. I know have a good friend, Fred, that actually joined this week. Welcome aboard, Fred. And I think he's already introduced a couple of people, Richard and Gary. And so basically, Fred's already recouped his $400 that he spent for the software. And that's what we want people to understand, because people, you know, money is hard to come by, right? And so when somebody goes, ooh, I want the software, 497 is a lot of money for me right now. And then what you want to say to them, say, I agree. Be sensitive to that fact, but let them know that with just one referral, they're going to recoup $400 immediately, and then they're just going to have $97 a month starting in their second month. And if they refer just two people, like for instance, Fred, you know, he's going to get $50 per month per person. So the $97 per month that Fred is paying in order to be licensed to resell the software is covered by his own earnings. And then the compensation. This is important for people to understand our compensation, because we have a pass-up system in the compensation plan. And so review this plan. It's very important to understand. People want to know why is the pass-up there? Well, it encourages you to work with your entire organization. So if Fred, who goes in and like he did, made his 2 sales, the next person that joins as Fred's sponsor, the third person will be passed up to me. And even though Fred will stay in contact with that person, and I encourage you to treat them like they're your own person, but I'm also going to engage with that person and give them a little bit more personal attention, because we want to make sure that you work with your downline, and when you do that and help them to generate sales of this software, on the first 9 sales that you make, okay, your sponsor who introduced you will get the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th. That's their reward for helping them work with you to make you successful and learning automatic lead tools. Now, after your first 9 sales, you'll only get every 9th pass up. So, okay, so let's say Fred, as example, Fred goes out this week and he makes his first 9 sales. He passes up to me as his sponsor, his 3rd, his 6th, and his 9th. After that point of time, Fred will only pass up every 9th sale. So what happens is the first time through your first 9, you're going to keep your 1st and your 2nd, your 4th and your 5th, and your 7th and your 8th. And then after that, you'll keep always your next 8 sales and pass up your 9th. Keep your next 8 sales, pass up your 9th. So it's really a wonderful system, and it is really a great compensation plan that's going to reward you, not just with your own sales, but also the sales of the people that you work with. I mean, there's people that are going to be making $100,000 to $200,000 a year when they build their teams in the next 2 to 5 years, just on the pass up alone. Those commissions for $400 and $800 through the ALT and the ALT Extreme are going to be awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead, and now that you've seen the front, let's log in here, and I'm going to log into my back office. You all have this. I'm sure you've been back here. We want to make sure that you get started the right way. So you'll start with your new members, have them log in after they have purchased their software, and come back and watch this welcome video here. It's about, I think, let me just click on it. I think it's about 4 minutes. Okay, so I'm not going to play it, but it's about 4 minutes long. It's just going to give them some steps to get started. And then really importantly, you want to have everybody come down here. If they're not a member of Facebook, have them go in and set up a free Facebook account. They don't have to use it for anything other than the automatic lead tools. And they click in right there where it says click here, and it's going to take them to the insiders group here. You can see the ALT Insiders Group. It's a positive place to come for support. If you do have tech support questions, of course, you always want to use the automatic lead tool support system. I cannot answer tech support questions. If you email me things about you're having problems setting up your hosting, or you might be able to get somebody to help you over here on Facebook, but you're always best in your back office coming right over here to ALT support and then drop down here to software support. You can also check your knowledge base because a lot of answers to your questions will be here. I suggest you come here first and check the knowledge base to see if your questions are already been asked, and you don't have to do the support ticket, but come to your software support, click on that. You can, if you have open tickets or answer tickets, you can find those right here. But what you'd want to do is come to your drop-down window, and it covers whatever you're having. If you're having problems setting up your autoresponder, click here. If you are having questions about compensation, about your sales funnel, about how to use your data miner, about your GVO follow-up, membership payments, phone broadcasting. Here's a great one, software installation. I can't tell you how many people I get every single week that say, Scott, I can't get JustHost set up. Can you call me? Scott, I've got, and I am no different than you. I am the worst with technical support stuff. So you come in here and let's say software installation, and then just type in your question and keep it short. Include your username and your phone number and, of course, your email they have. It shows you right here what email they are using for you. And then click Send to Support. Now, it normally only takes 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes it's within about 12 hours, but they do not work or generally answer questions on the weekend, okay? One thing I tell people back here in their back office, which is really important, is there's so much you can do back here. This is like an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So when you come back here, watch the little welcome video, join the Facebook group, because over at the Facebook group, you'll see all kinds of people. Here's Scott Agee, one of the owners, okay? You can actually click on Scott's name if you want. As you can see, I sent a friend request to Scott. So you can do that, and Scott, once he recognizes that you are an ALT member, will probably add you as a friend. Don't bug Scott with anything other than emergency questions, or give him a kudos or a congratulations for what they're doing for the system that we have. Okay. Also, if you look down here, you can probably find Stefan by scrolling down. There is Stefan Dessalines. He's the other owner. I recommend click on his link and go back there. I already have, and send him a friend request. And same thing. Don't bog these guys down with your personal issues unless it's something you can't get resolved through support. If you really run into a real problem, then go ahead and contact Scott and Stefan. And but you can come back in here and post. There's all kinds of videos, little tips and training. Here's some great encouraging videos from Robert Kiyosaki. Here's Grandma Linda. She says things like, be sure that if you've been invited to today's webinar, you know, we can put registration links back here. Just good questions that you can find out. And there's people that are willing to help you back here in the Facebook group. So it's really important that you join. You can see there's already 1,056 members back here, and it's growing every week. And it's really, really important that you join. They also have added, once you become a member, they will give you a free 15-minute coaching call, and you can click on this link to schedule a training kind of get to know you directly with one of the two owners, Stefan Dessalines, and no, that's not Scott Nelson. That's Scott Agee. The one, when you click and schedule, you can get together and they'll give you some really great recommendations about getting started and answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so so basically what I want to do now is I'm going to show you exactly what I do each day. Now, obviously, if you are an experienced marketer or you want to market some other way, please, you don't have to use these 3 steps. Everyone that does not have, I've done 3 courses on video so far. Every month or usually once or twice a month, I am adding to a library of recorded video trainings that I have done, and I call them ALT University. And so far I've done ALT number 1, number 2, and number 3. So if you haven't received those, please send an email to me at leadssosimple@gmail. That's leads, L-E-A-D-S, so simple @gmail.com, and just ask for the training of ALT number 1, number 2, and number 3. If you haven't received any of them, then I recommend that you get them, because what I'm going to do in this next 3-step demonstration here for the next 30 minutes is covered in detail on ALT University 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be working, I think, Monday and trying to knock out ALT University number 4, which will focus on email scripts, follow-up emails that you can use, and then you take those and you can put it into your own wording and don't change the meaning of what they're saying. We're going to cover, and I'm going to show you a little bit today about what I'm doing. So here we are on a regular day of the week, Monday through Friday or Saturday, usually 5 days a week minimum, and sometimes even 6. Now today we're heading out of town for a visit with some friends, so I won't do any emailing today. But I go ahead and I log in to one of my Gmail accounts, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what I do. I'm working on a list right now with a company that I have a list that I have built for a company called Numis. They used to be in gold and silver collectible coins, and being I have a primary business which is Karatbars, my primary MLM, I have been sending out an email. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my files where I keep all my lists. I keep mine that I'm working on my desktop. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to pull my Numis email list that I have built. I think this is actually one that is not the one I want to use. Hold on. I clean my list. Okay, so you can see that yesterday was the 1st, and so that's my clean list. So that is the one. So I'm going to go in here and delete the one from the day before every day, because I have people that say remove me when they get my email, and I do not want those people to be emailed again, so I immediately remove them, and then I save a new list right back to the same place, and that way I've got a list here that is clean. All right. So what I do basically is I go back and I have sent an email that basically is talking about a team build with using my Karatbars business. So what I do is I first go in and I find that email I'm using. It is a non-spam email because I don't mention the name of Karatbars, which is my main business. You can see I just address who I'm reaching out to, and I put a heading Gold Rush Team Build. That's kind of what I've been promoting for people that want to do a team build together using Karatbars, and I just tell them that through this they can earn maximum or minimum of $4,500 per week and get unlimited free gold, blah blah blah. And then the reasons that I believe in people saving silver and gold. I never mention the name. I don't put any links. I tell them that I'm going to do a live webinar tonight, which actually I've changed that because I just recorded a presentation, because that way I can use it over and over. So I copy this non-spam email all the way up to the top. That's going to be my body that I'm going to use today. And then I'm going to go to the compose area, and I'm going to paste that body in here, and I'm going to change this. Remember, you always want to change it if you've got any dates, if you're inviting them to a live presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if you want information about this, I'll send you out a full explanation of the company and our two-step plan for this team build, which I have a recorded presentation that I will email out to you. So now they know that if they respond and it says I'm interested in the subject line, I don't have any phone number here, and then my subject heading, if you remember what I used, I can just minimize that. I can go back, and I think I actually have that also, but it's just Gold Rush Team Build Strategy, because the reason that I like that is I can just put team build, but I like to put gold first, because why? Because these people were in Numis. Numis is no longer in business. So I put Gold Rush, something that's interesting, strategy or team build, because people like that. See, oh, they're doing a team build? Wow, that sounds interesting. Gold Rush team build opportunity. An opportunity is not a good one to use in the subject line because it will get you spam. So I'll just leave it where it says Gold Rush Team Build. Now I go into that list where it is right here, Numis. Okay. And I know, because I always mark down how many I have emailed. So yesterday I stopped at number 2000. So I scroll down here, and where I want to pick it up is at 2001. So these are all the emails of people that have been harvested and that I built for Numis. And I go in here and I start at 2001, and I'm going to do 50 at a time. I recommend doing around 15 to 25 at a time for you, because the only reason I can do a little more is I've had this Gmail account for about 5 years, and I can get away because it's an older account. They don't watch me as closely. If you have a new Gmail account, they'll watch what you're doing, and if you do too many, they'll shut you down. So I go over here. The body is in here. It's all ready to go. And I'm not going to put it under recipients because there's 50 email addresses. I'm going to click over here and go to the blind carbon copy, and then I'm going to paste in those 50 email addresses you can see right here. Okay? And it's going to populate those 50 in there. There they are. Now, because they're in the BCC, none of these will show up. When Ralph James gets his email, he won't see any of these other names, so it won't look spammy. And that's why you put it into the BCC. So all I do now, since I'm going to come back and do this again, is I want to go and copy that body because I'm going to use it again. So I copy that body by highlighting it, and then I click send. And now, while I wait, it's going to go out and it says your message has been sent. I go right back over to compose. I just copied that body. I paste it back in there. There it is. And I put Gold Rush, or Gold Rush. And you can play around with the titles. Team Build. Okay. Now I go back up, get over to my BCC again. Come down to that same list. There it is over there. Remember, this has been highlighted. So I'm going to go down to 2051. Take that. Scroll down. I'm going to go up to 2100. I'm doing 50 at a time. Remember, if you have a newer account, do no more than 15 to 25 into the BCC column. If you're brand new, I recommend starting with 100 emails maximum per day per Gmail account. If you have two, you can do 100 on one and 100 on the other. You'll be just fine. Maybe 2 weeks after you do it, then increase it to 150. And after the first month, maybe go to 200. And after about 3 months of doing it, then go ahead and go to the maximum, which I never do more than 300 per account a day, okay? And I haven't had any problems in 5 years I've been doing this. If you try to take advantage, they're going to shut you down. So I copy that. Remember, I've done the same thing again, and I paste it into the DCC. As soon as it populates, I'm not going to go on just for sake of time, but if I was going to do 300, I would do this, what, 3 times, right? So I'm going to go down. I'm not going to do any more today, but I'm going to show you that this is something that you can do up to 300 in 5 to 10 minutes per day. Okay, now that I've copied, I send that second group off. So now the other 50 are going. And people always ask me, what does it mean when I go to my inbox and I get my bounce backs? This means that either spam filters kick this back, or they, for some reason, were bad addresses, okay? And you can see that out of the 100, I got about 18 so far, 12 here and 6 right here that did not go. But that's okay. You'll normally find that between 15 and 25% of your email will get blocked. And don't worry about it. The reason why is because if you're sending, let's say like I am, 300 a day, 20 days, I'm sending between 5 and 10,000 emails a month. If I get 8,000 of those delivered, and let's say that only 1% get read, that's about 100 people that will read my email, and out of that, I'll usually get between 10 and 20% of those people that will opt in. And this is just step number 1 of what I'm doing on a daily basis. And I'm going to tell you, I'm getting testimonials. I don't know if, let me see if I can look at the list who's on here. Can't remember who it was yesterday that sent me an email, and he said, I got 15 opt-ins today, 15 opt-ins, and it was a combination of the email, and he's not doing voice broadcasting yet. That's my second step, but he's doing the quick hits. And ALT University course number 2 talks about using quick hits. Now, quick hits are basically where you use the data miner and go in. Let's go ahead and go back into our software. So everybody should be up to speed on how you go about doing your emailing. And so basically what I would do if I were you and I wanted to use quick hits and emailing is you go to your data miner. Okay, once you have the data mining software ready to go, click on data mining software. If you haven't downloaded it, of course, when you walk through the video, you'll download and set up your cPanel hosting with your domain name. That's all covered on the installation video. Okay, mine's already been done, so now I can access my software. And so there's my software, my back office for the data mining, and I can use Google, Bing, Merchant Circle. Remember, Merchant Circle and Yelp are like online yellow pages, and this is what you would use if you were looking for businesses, okay? Like if I was looking to contact restaurants in Seattle or restaurants in Cincinnati to offer them this software, because there's some very unique ways that insurance people, real estate people, restaurants, small business owners, doctors, dentists, auto repair shops, auto dealers. See, there's so many ways you can sell the software to merchants, and Yelp and Merchant Circle would be where you would go to find that. Craigslist and Backpage, those are online classifieds, so you can use that to get more detailed searches. But what I'm going to use is Google, because it's the biggest, and what the data miner will do will go through the first 100 pages of Google, and it will take up to 7 keywords, and it will separate your keywords for you. You don't have to use any comma or quotations. Now, I know that we have several people that recently joined our team that are doing some cryptocurrency stuff. with a new opportunity. It's a business opportunity using cryptocurrency. So people would say, well, how would be the best way to find some targeted leads that might be interested in a business opportunity? Well, the first cryptocurrency that was known to man was a company called Bitcoin. So I would start there and I would type in Bitcoin, okay? And so this is going to go out onto Google, and it's going to go through the first 100 pages, and it's going to search for anything out there with email addresses or phone number that has Bitcoin in the search engine. You can see there's tons of email addresses, some phone numbers there, and this is kind of a really good place to start, okay? Because if people are writing about Bitcoin, or they're posting blogs, or they have websites that are advertising Bitcoin, there might be some really good prospects in here that might be interested in looking at a new cryptocurrency, and may be interested in looking at it as potentially a business partner for those of you that are promoting one of the many new business opportunities that are popping up. I think I've had 3 people solicit me for 3 different companies in the last 2 weeks that are popping up, you know. And so you can see that by going through here, I got mostly email addresses and very few phone numbers. So what I'll start with is I'll take this list of emails and open that file up, and it's downloading it right now. And then I want to go through when it opens up, and I want to get rid of the duplicates. So it's right there in my Excel spreadsheet. These are all addresses here, and you can see over in column B here, it shows you where, and this is really important to use. You guys were asking me, how can you dig down deeper into what they call Boolean? There's a Boolean training back in your back office, and you see where these people are advertising at these websites. The base website is blockchain.info. Here's bitcoinwallet.com, paper use or something, papyrus editor. Here's a forum that they're talking about Bitcoin. Here's a Facebook group. Here's reddit.com. All of these are really, really good to remember, because you can use these to go in and search in a Boolean type environment. Go through the training on Boolean, and you can start digging into these places, and you can actually even go in more specifically to where this information came from. They actually give you the full website. Here's a person's name, Matthew Holt3@gmail.com. So you can find all sorts of data. But what I'm doing here to show you what I would do if I was just trying to get some emailing going out is I would go and I would highlight all of column A to get down to the very bottom of all this data of over 2,000 email addresses. And the reason I'm going to do this is I'm going to get rid of the duplicates. I don't want any duplicates. I want a clean file, right? So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of this and get down to the bottom. There we go, 2,233. So I go up to data, that little tab here in Excel, and I click on data. And then over here to the right, you can see it says remove duplicates. I click on that. Click on continue with the current selection, remove duplicates. It's already say you're going to remove duplicates in column A, yes. And it removed 1,023 duplicates. So that left me with 1,209 emails. Now I want to create a clean list to start with. So these are all clean. So I go in here and I copy these 1,209. Scroll down again. You don't have to do it this way, but it's really easy to keep your files, because if you're going to send 100 to 300 a day, obviously this file is going to last you for several days. So there's that last 1,200. If I'm doing 300 a day, this would last me for 4 days of step number 1, which is emailing. So I copy this Okay. And then I've got a blank Excel spreadsheet right over here. There's nothing in it. And so I go over here and I paste those Bitcoin leads in here. And this is what I would do. I would go to File and then Save As. Click Save As, and then you select where you want to store it on your computer, on OneDrive, if you have OneDrive, which is a cloud that's out there where you can store data. I like to do it the old-fashioned way. I go to my computer, and if I'm working this list, and I'm going to work the list today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I want it on my desktop, and there's a reason. So I save it to my desktop, and then I make sure I label it for the file name. So I put Bitcoin emails, and I date it 5/2/15, and I save it as a CSV, which is the best way to save it, comma, delimited, and then I click Save. Okay, and it just says some features in your workbook might be lost, but I always say, yes, let's save it. And then I close out the file. You don't have to save it, I already did. And I can close out this file, even though I can tell you that you can find that file right over here in your extracted list, because it keeps all of your files for you until you delete them. See all these I have that you can go back to? All you have to do is go look. Here it is. Google emails, Bitcoin. It got it in alphabetical order. And you can see today, 5/2/2015. So I can always come back. So I don't need to save it off of this file, because it will save it for me, all right? So what I do, remember I saved it? So using that email strategy, I would go back to, sorry about that, went to the wrong one. I would go back to those files that I saved. Why do I save it to my desktop? Because I can go grab it. There it is, Bitcoin emails. I click on it. Okay, so there it is. I could minimize that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now I could go back to my email if I was going to do this, and it would be something like this. Maybe I would just label this question about Bitcoin. And then you don't really, oh, Gmail's expired. It tells me to log in again. That's weird. Okay, let me log in. Now this is probably, what it's probably doing here is it's probably going to ask me for a CAPTCHA, because when you send out some emails, it says we've detected unusual activity on your account. So it's just asking you to verify that you're not mechanically sending out this information. So you just type in that, that CAPTCHA, if you can read it, and then it will log you right back in. Okay, takes just a moment. Okay, now it's logging me back in. Okay, so now I would go back into Compose, and I would go to my subject line. Oops, sorry about that. And I would go Bitcoin question, because there isn't really a Bitcoin business opportunity. So I'm going to approach this, and I want to keep it really short and non-spammy. It would say, hello, I saw your posting on the internet about Bitcoin. I have a couple of questions. Could you please call me? And then, of course, put your phone number in here. That's just a fake number. And you could also, they've got your email. So you could say, could you please call me or email me? But I like to talk to people, and I recommend it because people are into relationship, right? And then I would go to my Bitcoin, over to my BCC, and, there's my Bitcoin emails, and I spread that A column a little bit so get them all in. And I'd start, if I was brand new, I'd go here and do, let's say, 20 at a time. I just go ahead and copy and minimize, and paste those 20 in there. If you were doing 100 a day, you do this 5 times. Okay, so you got your 20, and I'm not going to send this because I'm just showing you what I would do. And then I would do the same thing. I just copy that short little email, and then I would send it, and I would do the same exact thing that I was doing in that example for the Numis list. The only difference is now when people are calling you, it's called Quick Hit. And they're going to call you and say, yeah, hi, Scott, this is Bill Johnson. I got your email about Bitcoin. And you just say, yeah, I was really interested. I went and looked at your information a little bit. There's lots of people out there that are advertising and posting articles. Tell me a little bit about your experience with Bitcoin. Are you a miner? Are you a collector? Do you resell them? What exactly are you doing with Bitcoin? And you find out a little bit about them, and maybe a little small talk, like, what part of the country do you live in, Bill? And he goes, oh, I'm in New York. Oh, I'm out in Spokane, Washington. Oh, cool. Well, listen, hey, Bill, the reason I called you, there's a couple of things. Number one, I didn't know if you needed more contacts of people. If he tells you that he's trying to sell Bitcoin, obviously he needs what? He needs more customers. He needs a voice broadcaster. He needs a custom sales funnel. And so if he says in your initial interview that, yes, I'm selling Bitcoin, or I'm blah, 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 okay, then I would approach him first about the software, because that's a great way to make some immediate money when you're talking to him and he's trying to meet new people. He's in the same problem that you have. He doesn't have data to talk to, right? Okay. Secondly, if he says if he's entrepreneurial, you can say, hey, Bill, maybe he isn't selling them. Maybe he's just posting an article, his knowledge. Maybe he's buying Bitcoin. So I would say to him, hey, listen, the reason I wanted to call you is to find out a little bit more about you, of course, but I don't know if you might be interested in a brand new cryptocurrency that currently can be bought for 50 cents or $1 a coin. And actually, I can show you a way to actually earn not only that, but gold-backed currency, cryptocurrency, through a business environment in less than 5 hours per week, and it would not interfere with anything else that you might be doing. If you're interested, I'd like to send you out a video presentation of what I'm doing with a new company called AstroCoin, or whatever the name of your Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency you use. And if you do this, and you can get in there and go to some of these other blogs, you can literally spend hours each day meeting people who have a common interest. If I absolutely hated, let's say I was a personal trainer, and I was buff. I was 6'5", 210 pounds, and I had 2% body fat. You wouldn't be calling me I wouldn't be a good prospect for your weight loss product, would I? So this is what I mean to be getting creative with your searches back here, okay? So let's go a step further. Let's say I'm wanting to use the data mining software, which I've got here. Actually, it's right back here. So I can go back over to, now let's say I want to work with restaurants, because restaurants are really hurting and they need new businesses. So I live over in Spokane, but I'll use Seattle. You could use any city. I could type in Seattle, Washington. Now, my strategy is here. I own Scott's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria, and it's located right in the heart of downtown Seattle. And what we're really trying to do is we're really trying to build our lunchtime businesses. Well, who are we going to get to come over at lunchtime? Maybe it's the local business owners in your city. Okay, so what I would do is I would pick if I was the pizza owner, I'm Scott's Pizzeria, I want to reach out to a type of person in my community. So Seattle's a really big, so I'm going to refine this. Let's just go to Spokane. And maybe it's just I put in business. It's real general, and I wouldn't do this in a big city. You want to get more specific. So let's do that. Let's try Spokane. Let's just put in dentist and dry cleaners. Okay, and let's just see what we get going into Merchant Circle. Okay, let's see what kind of things. So you can instantly see it's compiling dry cleaners. These are people. Here's dentist office, Chem Dry. All of these are local Spokane businesses. There's something very unique that's happening in this type of search. Because what's happening is you're going to notice something very unique. These are actually listed in the Yelp and the Merchant Circle. I'm using Merchant Circle here, and this is really cool because you can see all of the phone numbers and the business names are coming off. So this is perfect for a phone broadcasting strategy. Okay, so so I'm just letting this run for a little bit, but I'm going to stop it because our time is slipping away so fast. You can see that it's pulled 760 phone numbers. So I'm going to go and download this list and open it. This is a perfect strategy for small businesses. This is why they want this software, okay? So you want to find out the name of the business, right? Spread that out. There's all the names, and here's the address. So you can spread that out. Here's the city, the zip code, and the phone numbers. Now in this data, you want to do the same thing, except you're going to highlight all the columns and scroll all the way down to the bottom where we did. And what you want to do here is do the same thing. Go up to your data and go to your duplicate, remove duplicates, and it's got all of your columns already checked, so okay. So it took out 378 duplicates, but you've still got a clean list here of 400 businesses. Now, isn't it cool that there's 406? It gives you their address, city, zip, and state, and their phone numbers. This is so powerful because you can not only voice broadcast these, but you can also do a direct mailing. Maybe you want to send these people out a free, a 2-for-1 offer if they come with their families and have dinner at my Italian restaurant. So I can easily print labels right off of this list, and I can send out a direct mail campaign. But if I really want to get creative, I take these phone numbers, 400 phone numbers, I copy them. Well, I don't even have to do that, but in this example, I will because I have other data. So I copy those. Okay. Now I can close, minimize this, but what I'm going to probably need to do is I'm going to need to go get a clean Excel spreadsheet. And what I could do is, I won't do it for sake of time, I could paste all of those numbers into an Excel spreadsheet, just like I did with the Bitcoin things. You see how that is right there? Well, I could take a blank spreadsheet, and I could just go ahead and paste those phone numbers right there. And if that was, and of course this would be, column A would be gone in this example, and it would look like that. Then I could go into my back office where my data miner is, and I could go up to my software, and I could grab my phone broadcast platform, and I could open that up. It's already got some money in it because you have to load your account with, you know, whatever amount of money you want to put in there, because voice broadcasting is 1.8 cents per minute. So I could go in and I could type in lunch offer, dentist / dry cleaners. This is letting the business owner know what, that who he's broadcasting. Put pizza, 2 large for $15. That's the offer. I put Scott's Pizza, and then I put my business number on here, 509-5444-1212. And then because I'm going to want this, I'm also going to have, that's my main number. I'm not going to broadcast before 8 a.m. for business owners and not past 6 p.m. or 5 p.m., but really I'm going to go for for a really early blitz. It's only 400 numbers. So let's say that's my main number, and I've got 3 lines that rotate off of this, so that if one line is busy and they call, other people are calling, I could have 3 of my employees answering phones, and I want to use the same number, the main number, 1-509-444-1212. Put it in again, 1-509-444-1212, and there we go. And I want to put, my dial rate with 3 it's only 400. I can put 400 calls per hour. So what's going to happen is I want to do this broadcast early in the morning, around 8 or 9 o'clock, because before the dentist office and the dry cleaners get busy, I want to try to reach their owner. I want their owner to answer the phone. So this is a live transfer, and so I might put here live transfer, and then I want to detect any automated message device, because I don't want to leave any messages, and I'm going to wait for the silence. So if somebody answers the phone and they say, "Hi, AJ's Dry Cleaning, can I help you?" then after it does that, my voice message will start, and maybe it's just 30 seconds, and it says, hi fellow Spokane business people. This is Scott with Scott's Pizzeria in downtown Spokane. Today for lunch, Monday, we're offering 2 of our large pizzas delivered to your business for only $15 for the first 20 callers. If you want to take advantage of this special, press 1 right now. If you wanted to not be disturbed, press 9, and you will be added to my do not call list, period. That's it. And what happens is when they receive that, if they want to, and I always like to tell people to take advantage of making it a limited offer, because obviously there's always that fear of loss. And then I could go on and save that broadcast, and I could record my message, and then I would just go in here, and it would say add or recycle contacts. There's a full training on the voice broadcast. So it's really easy to do using that if you were a business. Which is really cool is that if you go back to your extracted list, it's going to be under your phone numbers. You can go down here to the bottom, and there's the list. But look what happens when you open this list. Remember how I told you about people using it, maybe want to send out coupons for a 2-for-1 dinner offer because you want to build your business? When this opens up this file here, it's going to show you, it's going to take a little longer to open up because it's going to show you, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this little printer here. I don't know if it's going to show it because of the program I'm in, but if it does, it actually will format those addresses and the name of the business and actually have it in a printable, so you could actually have those little stickers and put them right into your printer, and you could actually print out all of those addresses. They would be pre-labeled for you, and you'd be able to stick them right on an envelope with your letterhead on it, and maybe put a little nice certificate and mail those out. And it says redeemable from May 2nd till May 20th, and send out 400 of them. And I would bet you that you get at least 40 to 100 people that will take advantage of a 2-for-1 dinner. So that's kind of what you can do in the quick hit. Now, the third thing that I teach, and I know we're running a little bit over, that usually happens, is the third. And this is probably something that will make you money faster than any other technique that I use. And I'm just telling you because people, I was hoping that might open that list, but I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to tell you because people ask me all the time, Scott, if I want to make $5,000 in the next 90 days, what's the fastest way to do it? It's amazing to me when people call me and they're screwing around trying to set up bulk emailers, and they're doing this. And you know what it's about is that you have a fear. Most of you have a fear of getting on the phone, and you've got to lose that fear. Okay, because this is where you're going to make money faster than any other place. People are wasting time with the ALT call center. They do have the call center. It's for people that have absolutely no other way to talk to people. Okay, and you could be logged on right now to the ALT call center, and you might get 3 or 4 calls in 8 to 10 hours a day. So do you want to sit around by your phone waiting for 8 or 10 hours for 2 or 3 calls, or do you want to be talking to people every 15, 20 minutes and making money? Well, then you need to be using what I'm going to teach you right now, okay? And this is the direct hit method. And when you come over to Facebook, if you haven't joined Facebook, you go because you need to be a member of Facebook to get into the ALT Insiders group. But as a member, you also have access to these groups. You see these groups over here? So if you go up here into this search column, you could go to marketing groups. Why would you want to be a member of a marketing group? Anybody know? I don't know why that did it. Marketing groups. Okay, now there you go. Okay, look at this. Market your business. 33,263 members. Network marketing online, Rockstars, 14,000 members. Internet marketing, Super Friends. MLM marketing to financial freedom, 11,500. Click over here to go to more. Leave this page. Go to the next page, and it's going to tell you more groups. I mean, literally, and then you can join these groups. Some of them are public. Some of them, they all require you to request. Here's 33,000, 32,000. Now, what happens is when you join these, and some of them, they have to accept you, and it takes a day or two, and you'll get notifications. But you're going to have these people over here in these groups, right? So what you do is look at your groups, click on groups or more, and it's going to open up all your groups that you're a member of, right? So here's MLM International. Let's just click on that, okay? Now here you see these are all people over here that are advertising their personal blogs, their business opportunities, website development, you know, our elite team with GDI, Four Corners Alliance Group. It gives you some great ideas. These are all people that are marketers. And these are, here's age reversal. I mean, come on. This stuff is huge because these are all people that are advertising, and they're advertising over here because why? First of all, these are free, and that means that they're struggling. Most of them are in that 97% club, and all you need to do is find the ones that give you either a website or better yet, a landing page. So here's one called Trevo. Let's just see if they put any links. There's a 30secondtuneup.com. Let's see what happens. There's a Trevo builder revelizing your lifestyle. And look at, learn why Trevo. Okay, there's exactly what you want. Now, what I would do here is I would spend a good 5 minutes reading about Trevo. I'd write the name Trevo down on a scratch pad. Okay, it tells you some of the benefits. Okay, sense of well-being, cardiovascular, immune. Just get to know. And here's some testimonies, weight loss, you know, and you can look here. But look at right here. Here's the name of the person, Cindy Metzger, 765-447-7109. Cindy has given you her phone number. You don't even have to go up here and opt in. You know, you can. It's going to get you more information, but sometimes people put their contact phone. So right next to Trevo on my scratch pad, I write Cindy Metzer, 765-447-7109, and I take like 3 or 4 bullet points about Trevo. Now, you can call her immediately. What I do is I click the back arrow, and I go back to wherever I was on Facebook. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, I go back to that group. There's Cindy Metzger. And if you want to really be really sharp, go ahead and add her as a friend and just add her. So when you call Cindy, she's also going to recognize your name. Hey, this is Melly Shane. I just went and visited your website with Trevo. That product looks really amazing. Have you been using it for a good period of time, Cindy? Oh, and by the way, I just sent you a friend request. I was really impressed with your products. I know there's a ton of liquid nutritional products out there, so I'm sure that if you're doing that well and making that much money, if she's making any, probably not. She probably just started. And you don't go out there and start trying to sell her on the software. You build a relationship. Take 5 minutes. Tell her that you went to Trevo. Tell her you were thrilled to find out that Trevo has an anti-aging product included or a weight loss product. And then say, Cindy, let me ask you a question. How long have you been a member of Trevo? And she's going to say, oh, 6 months. Well, wonderful. Have you been on the product that whole time? And yes, what type of results are you getting? Are you finding that it's easy to get new customers and people that want to make money with you? And they'll probably say, well, Melly, it's not really that easy. And Melly says, well, that's kind of one of the reasons I am interested in finding out more about your product. But what's really exciting and kind of one of the reasons I wanted to call you besides finding out about your product is if you are struggling like probably 97% of us are, and you need some help, I have discovered some powerful new software. A gentleman, Scott, up in Spokane, Washington, told me about it. He's a 6- and 7-figure earner working from home full time over the last 20 plus years. And he found this software and he's been able to use it now and actually is able to create about 1,000 to 2,000 leads in less than 1 minute using this software with a single click of the mouse. It's truly amazing. But not only that, is because we all need to make some extra money very fast. He's been able to use the software and earn over $22,000 using this software in just his first 50 days. Now listen, I don't know if you're interested or not. If you are, I've got a little 23-minute video where Scott demonstrates the product and he talks about how he's made the money. He shows how he uses it to harvest leads, and I can send it right over to you. And then you get Cindy's email address. Now you've got her name, her phone number, and you add her to what? Anybody remember what we do? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know why it's saying I can't open 2 workbooks. Oh, I guess I got to close that. So let's get rid of Merchant Circle. Let's get rid of that. Okay, don't save. And now we can, now we should be able to go up here. And, I don't know why it's. Okay, now we should be able to, hopefully. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so this is my list for ALT, and this has been building now for about 6 weeks, and you can scroll down. Now, I've removed all of those who have bought software and all that have opted out. Every time I talk to a gal like this gal with Trevo, even before I talk, I add their first name, their last name, and their email. Now, you would have an advantage here, because column A is their first names, column B is their last name, column C is their email, and column D could be their phone numbers. So you built a complete list. You can see 299 people. That's amazing that I still have that many because I've sold last month 22 software packages, made about $11,500 last month. I've removed all those people, and these are the people that every Monday or actually Sunday night when I send my webinar link out for Monday night, I send this out to all these email addresses on Sunday night. So they have a chance to see it and register for the Monday night email. And then what I do about 2 to 3 hours before the webinar on Monday, I go back in and just like I do to members, and I remind them, hey, don't forget our live webinar starts in blah, blah, blah. I also go over to Facebook on my own page my own wall, which goes out to all my contacts, and I also post the information that says 2-Minute Miracle, automatic lead tools. Watch and be amazed at how simple this is. And this is the a video that I put, but I also post things for people to see for the webinar. See, there's the webinar from last Monday night. I send it out to all my Facebook friends. So Facebook can be used to build your business. Okay, I'm deleting that because that was last week's. I'll go back in on Monday and I will post on Facebook. But this direct hit, I'm going to finish up. Give me 10 minutes and we'll get done here. I'm sorry I went over. I get going. I get really excited and worked up because you know what? I get a bunch of people that are wasting their time trying to do call center stuff, and they complain to me about not having people to talk to. You know, I only got 3 calls and I was logged on for 8 hours. Oh, I get a call and I get a dropped call and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, don't you get it? This is all about building your list and talking to people. You have an unlimited amount. If anybody would do this, I have people right now that are getting smart. I talked to a guy. He's not in my group, not involved with us, but he got one of my trainings. He's doing this now. He gets on here from about 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, because this is what, here's a good one, Plexus. And here, look at it, it's got her name here. So she's ready to go, man. This gal's going to take you to her Plexus page. And, I mean, these are just all over the place right here, okay? And you can, right there, look at this, Shelly Allen. Somebody should write this down and call Shelly and go review Plexus. There's Shelly Allen. Get your pens out. The first one that calls her today, 276-566-7720. Allen Shelly, that's ALLENSHELLY 72 at yahoo.com. That's Shelly Allen, 276-566-7720. I just gave you a lead. The company is Plexus Worldwide. Brand new company, lots of members. Guarantee this woman is not making any money yet. She looks like a really nice gal, and I would come here and review about the product. Look, here's a lose weight sample pack with a DVD. They're smart. They're selling it for $11.95 just to get you onto their product. You can come over here, review their weight loss product, see how much it regularly costs, find out a little bit about their opportunity and the company. Here's a newsletter about the company. You can even find out where they're located. So now you've got Shelly Allen's name written down on your pad and her phone number and email. And so, boom, what are you going to do? Once again, hi, Shelly, this is Scott Nelson from Spokane. How are you? Hey, the reason I was calling, I just saw your ad over on the Facebook group for Plexus. And wow, it must be a fairly new company, isn't it? See, you're asking questions like that because you don't want to go and say, oh, the reason I'm calling you, Shelly, I got this great software. Click. Okay, I want to go and take 2 to 3 minutes and build a rapport with Shelly. Okay, and so I say, Shelly, you know, after you talk about the products and how she's been doing and how big of a team do you have, how much money are you making, do you recommend the weight loss product or the anti-aging product or what? And now you say, you know, you mentioned that you only had a couple of people. What's your biggest challenge in getting people to try the products and join your team with Plexus? And what is she going to say? I don't have enough people to talk to. Well, hey, listen, I don't know if it would be of help to you, but my business partner who's earned 6- and 7-figure incomes in the last 20 years full-time from home has found a very powerful new software that he's been using that can generate thousands of leads in less than a minute or two with a single click of a mouse. It has some other incredible marketing tools and training. But he's also used it to earn over $22,000 in the first 49 days of using it. If you like, I've got a little 23-minute video that he did that actually shows you how the software works. And if you need that help to build your Plexus team and your income and your product sales, you might want to take 20 minutes, take a look at it. I can email you over the YouTube link he did, and then you and I can talk further if you think this might be helpful in building your Plexus business. Now, if you do this quick hit, which is ALT University number 3, I'm going to tell you, I told you the guy that had shared his testimonial that he gets on the phone or on Facebook at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he takes a few hours off during the day, but he's putting 8 to 10 hours a day in. He said, I average about 50 contacts. He goes, I'm adding between 40 and 70 opt-ins to my list every day, because he said, nobody ever tells me, please don't call me again. He said, I think it's happened twice in this first week out of about 300 contacts. He says, nobody ever tells me that they don't need help, but whether they take a look at it or not, I'm building my list, and then I can invite them to the Friday presentations, and I'm creating my own sales funnel. So I'm building a list, and I expect to have 1,000 people a month on my ALT list. He's just promoting the software. So I never really think it's really a valid argument or a reason to complain when people tell me that they don't have enough people to talk to, when you can use this method. It's 100% free, right? And it's just a way to continually meet people, share ideas, and build your list. And if you look at your list, this 299 people, I know, because I know my numbers, that 23% of these people over the next 90 days will buy the software. 23%. So if I've got 300, right, 299 times 23%, I'm going to get 68 people that are going to buy the software. Do the math. If I get 60, let's make it, how much money did I earn in the next 90 days, guaranteed? $24,000 in direct sale commissions. Now do the math that they were all active and I was getting $50 a month. Let's say 120 days from now, 60 times 50 is another $3,000 a month in residual income. So what I wanted to tell you before we close out, we've got 5 more minutes, is don't worry about the call center. If there's nothing wrong with the call center. Stefan and Scott are working to get where people can get 5 or 10 calls a day, but that's not going to happen probably for the next 30 to 90 days. And if you want to do the call center just to practice, what you can do is go ahead and log on, but you can work on Facebook with your phone next to you and make a list of 20 or 30 people. Make 20 to 30 contacts a day, doing this 5 days a week. If you can make 100 contacts a week and build your list by 100, and you didn't sell any software, you're going to become a millionaire in the next 12 to 24 months, okay? Because you're going to have a list that's going to become so powerful, and because you were smart enough to pick up the phone and talk to these people, you have built relationships with these people. They know who you are. So when Millie sends an email out on Sunday night or Monday to a list of 300 people, Millie is going to have probably 20 to 30 people that will jump on to that opportunity webinar that have never seen the software work like I demonstrated. And she's going to end up closing 10 to 20% of those people that month. So if she had 30 active people that were coming to a webinar, she'd get 3 or 4 sales every Monday. That would be 10 to 15 a month. Melly would love making an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month right now. And this is what I call people that aren't doing the ALT University step number 3. They're stepping over dollars and they're chasing pennies. They're chasing pennies. Now, if you just absolutely have a fear of getting on the phone with people, then go ahead and set up an email. So you've got, in this example right here, you've got Shelly's email. So you go to your thing right here, compose, and hi, Shelly. My name is Bill Sullivan, and I live in Virginia. I think Bill he's like 90 plus years young. Bill's got the mind of about a 20-year-old, but, and I saw your Plexus ad on Facebook group. I would love to find out how you are doing, how the products are working for you, and to see if you are making good money yet. Looking forward to hearing back soon. Thanks, Bill Sullivan. Or thanks, comma, Bill Sullivan. And if Bill wanted to, she's got obviously got his email, but if he wanted to, if he was open to her maybe calling, he could put his 804 number in there. But if Bill was a little fearful until he built some relationship, and then I would just put Plexus question, or probably better yet, maybe question about Plexus. Because that's going to get opened. You always want to use the company name somewhere in your subject line, and then he takes her email and puts it there. Remember, he's already taken her name and her email. I really wouldn't put that on my ALT list until they get back to you. You always want to make sure that you keep your opt-ins. An opt-in is somebody that's asked or given you permission. And in this example, if he added this gal, Shelly, she has not even been approached yet. So now when she writes Bill back, Bill might want to have another email back and still not mention. But maybe the second email back is, great, I'm going to go back over to your site and review the product ingredients again and do some more research. Hey, by the way, how big have you built your downline team to? How big of a downline do you have? Or how big is your downline organization? You want to find that out, because then she's going to write you back and she's going to say, oh, it's only 3 people, or I haven't sponsored. And then you just, go ahead and carry on and say, wow, that's too bad. What's your biggest reason, you think, for not getting people to try the products and to maybe join your Plexus team? And then she's opened herself up and she says what? She goes, oh, it's because I just don't have people to talk to on a regular basis. So that is the reason. So I don't recommend this method, but if you're absolutely scared to death to get on the phone, and I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put together on ALT4, I'm going to put some of these scripts that you use to go along with ALT course number 3. But really, once again, before we hang up here, the last 2 things I want to cover is just remember, it's really all you're doing, and the reason you review the people, you review their websites, get to know a little bit about them, is because you want to be able to talk knowledgeably about their company and some of their bullet points, highlights of their products, of their compensation plan, anything you want to get them engaged in the conversation, and then ask the question, how are you doing? How much money are you making? How do the products work? How big is your organization? Because that's going to be where people open themselves up to the information that you need to have. So I hope that that helps. Now, the last thing, real quick, is two things. ALT Extreme, people ask me about that. ALT Extreme is not an upgrade to the ALT software. ALT Extreme is a second product that we sell for $9.97. Hold on. And it's just advanced training modules that will take you to the next level. It's also for people that want to learn how to be proficient in phone broadcasting, YouTube marketing, and email marketing. It's $9.97. It pays an $800 commission, so it obviously will give you additional commissions if you want to earn not just $400 commissions, but also $800, which would give you the opportunity with people, because a lot of people are coming in and they want to buy both the ALT and the ALT Extreme. And if you own Extreme, you qualify for these 800 commissions. If you don't have ALT Extreme, earn some money and then purchase it, because when you do purchase it, then anytime somebody that you have enrolled purchases Extreme, you're going to earn an $800 direct commission. The problem is if you don't have Extreme, if somebody buys it, it rolls up to the next qualified person above. So ALT Extreme is really great. Some of the trainings I've already gone through, the voice broadcast science. They also have the YouTube mastery course, advanced email marketing. This talks about the best bulk emailer in the world. Scott Agee is doing about 1 million emails a day. Scott has earned 7 figures a year. That's over $1 million a year on bulk emailing, doing a number of different things, and he's going to be teaching more courses. This is for ALT Extreme members only. The other thing is the traffic packages. ALT traffic packages will give you guaranteed leads that will be dropped right into your autoresponder. You can read more about it over here. There's a $400 traffic package, a $750, a $1,000, and a $2,000, and you can see these are minimum guaranteed opt-ins, okay? So if you're really lazy and you don't want to do any of my ALT 1, 2, or 3, and you just want your autoresponder with Get Response loaded up with guaranteed leads, you can buy as much traffic as you want and have them go to an autoresponder and set up whatever messages you want to set up. It's a great way for you guys and gals that want massive activity. I have not yet bought a traffic package, and thus I am not yet qualified to earn commissions. But if you do buy a traffic pack, let's say you bought a $1,000 traffic pack, you would be qualified to receive commissions of 40% on the sale of traffic packs to anybody in your personally sponsored downline. $750 you would be qualified for, and the $1,000. If you wanted to be qualified for the $2,000 purchases, you'd have to have it yourself, and it pays 40%. So if you sell a $1,000 traffic package, you make $400. If you sell a $2,000 traffic package and you're qualified, you receive an $800 commission. So what Scott and Stefan are doing here for everybody, you're not going to be limited to just $400 one-time commissions, nor $50 per month. You're also going to be able to qualify for $800 commissions and traffic pack commissions of 40%. So, you know, be aware of the opportunity with ALT. You know, here we are starting the second of the month. You can see where I'm at, $22,750. This is the new month of May, and I've already made $500 my first day of May. So it just gets bigger and bigger. Here was last month, April. We just finished it up a day ago. $11,000 month for the month of April, and that's my second full month. So I hope everybody gets this. If you don't invest an hour or two a day into your ALT business, doesn't matter what you're promoting. If you're promoting a Bitcoin business, or you're promoting Plexus, or you're just doing like I'm doing right now. I'm starting to create traffic now over to my Carrot Bars business. So you can do whatever you want, and you can do multiple things. But the importance of you spending 1 to 2 hours a day is unbelievably important. So invest into yourself. The next thing you'll hear from me is tomorrow night. You're going to receive a copy of this training. I'll upload it. I'm leaving for the day today, so I'll have it out to you by tomorrow. And then you'll also receive the registration link for Monday night's business presentation. That will come out tomorrow evening, Sunday night. And that's where you're going to get it out to every single person that you know on earth that's currently struggling or trying to make money from home. All those people who have contacted you, asking you to join their business, and all the people that you have on those of you that are working the system and building your list. Let's get hundreds of people over on the webinar on Monday night, because that's going to be where they get closed, and they're going to be calling you and emailing you saying, I'm ready to buy the software. Where do I buy it? Then you can send them your link over, and you can start enjoying those $400 and $800 commissions. All right. Have a great weekend. Look for your links and the recording of this training tomorrow, Sunday, and let's have a huge call on Monday night. God bless you. Talk to you soon.